Well, hello there, TikTok Live. How are you? So good to see you. So good to be here with you. If you're not watching or listening on TikTok Live, come join us. Look for the Black Woman in Grants page. And we would love to have ya. I'm so excited about diving in, talking about grants today for you and your Black woman owned for profit small business. Yay! Come in, say hello. Let's get this party started. Y'all ready? I'm ready for you. So, if you can hear me and see me, say hey. Let me find my glasses. And let's dive in. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, creator of this page, Black Women in Grants, right here on TikTok, where we have almost 67, excuse me, 67,000 of y'all, I think. We growing. Hi, Kim Ancestry. Hi, Shell. Good morning. Good to see y'all. Y'all ready to dive in and talk about grants? So, as I was saying before I was choking, my name is Dr. AJ Austin, creator of this here TikTok account, Black Women in Grants, and our 1 year mentorship for grants for Black women for profit small business owners over at blackwomeningrants.com. That's our site. I'm excited because I've been working on 2 books, y'all. Technically, they're done, but what we're going to do today is just go through some of the content and see what you think. See what you get out of it. Let me know if this helps you a little bit. I'm going to be adding a bonus to our mentorship today. So if you hang out with me, you know what that is, and you could possibly qualify for a question mark. So come in, let me know you're here, you're hanging out, you're wanting to learn about grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. And if you have questions, you can always put them as long as they tie into what we do. Yes, take a minute, share the live. We're working on a new ambassador program for those of you who tell others about us. We got some goodies for you. So make sure you share the live, tag a friend who needs to be here if they end up coming to join us in our mentorship along with you. Then, hey, we're going to see what we can pull out for you, okay? I appreciate y'all. So welcome. Real quick, tell me your business. What do you do? Put it in the chat real quick. What is that business that you could see yourself winning a grant for? Because I know, sometimes people have more than one business, but what's that one business that you could see yourself winning a grant for? Tell me what you do in that business really, really quick. Because one thing I've noticed in my years of applying for and winning grants, I've won over $63,330 in grants and grant funded opportunities, if I'm remembering my numbers correctly. I did our numbers as a whole for Black women in grants. We've won $179,050 as of this month. No, it's 181. I left one of our $2,000 grant winners, Selena. I forgot you, girl, but I got you now. So total, I had to squeeze that in. 181.50 is what we've won so far. Well over 6 figures in grants and grant funded opportunities for our businesses. And we do different things. So it's really exciting to see what you do in your business and what you could see your business winning a grant for. All is well. Seems like the fireworks just stopped and I went to sleep. So thank you for asking, Cindy. Hey, girl. So y'all tell me your business really quick in the chat. I want to let you know that one grant, when you go to apply for small business grants, may not cover all of the funding that you need for your business. So that's why I want to know, what one business do you have that you could see yourself winning a grant for? But in order to help you with your funding needs, we do what's called grant stacking. And grant stacking is all about applying to multiple grants. So I get asked a lot, can I apply to more than one grant at a time? Can I win more than one grant at a time? The answer is absolutely, if you go out and apply for more than one grant at a time, right? So if you're here to learn about grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business, this is your blueprint for success in grant stacking. If you want to learn what grant stacking is and how you can do it successfully for your business, put it in the chat. Put a money emoji, put stack. Talk to me now. I love engaging. Here's what I realized the other day while I was listening to one of my mentor calls. She had like 300 people sign up for one of her calls, and she did it all for free. And I have another mentor that does a lot of stuff for free as well. One thing I realized about me is that I usually charge for my workshops. So it's amazing that I've been here for a year with you guys here on TikTok for free, training, giving out information, helping. Women are winning grants, and I'm not charging you to be here. So all I ask is that if I literally get out of my bed, like my alarm just went off, if I go rush to the bathroom, rush to get on here, rush to talk to me like you want to be here and you didn't have to pay yet, because I do charge for my trainings. So if you're really here to learn about grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business, now is the time to chat. Tell me what you do for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. I'll give you all a minute to catch up. Let's talk more about grant stacking. Grant stacking is what I call a strategic for financial health. It's a strategy. I'm all about being strategic, and you have to, when you're looking for this money, when you're applying for these opportunities, especially those that are carved out just for us as Black women, because, people want to know what's your strategy, including grants. They want to know, what you going to do before our money? What have you been doing? And then what are you going to do if you don't win the money? And so you have to have a backup plan. So let's picture this. Grants can be used as building blocks, and every contributing grant that you win can help you to have a firmer foundation financially in your business. So, as I've talked about before on these lives, grants are not really like your end-all be-all. Let me do this to get some money real quick. Let me do this to see if I can qualify real quick. Let me do this because I got some bills to pay real quick. It's none of that. It's really to build on what you've already been able to successfully do in your business money-wise. So they'll ask you things like, how much money have you made? How much money have you raised? How much have you done by yourself? And so you have to have those answers prepared for what you've been doing, what you're currently doing, and what you're going to do in the future, whether or not you win the grant. And grant stacking is one of those things. So while one grant may not cover all of your funding needs, the art of grant stacking involves strategically applying to multiple grants to create support that you need. Now, you can tell a grant that even if I don't win your grant, I will still continue to apply for grants. Because when you apply the funding formula that I teach over at blackwomeningrants.com to our mentees in our year-long mentorship program, we have a win rate of what we call 10, 10, 10. So, let me help y'all with this formula. How much can you see yourself winning in your business? For those of you Black women for-profit small business owners that are here, that are serious about winning grants, now that you've told me, what business you can see yourself winning for, how much can you see yourself financially winning, receiving checks from a grant? Talk to me here. So put your amount in the chat for how much you can see yourself winning in a grant. And then what we do is take that amount and we multiply it times 10. And so what that means is you're going to need at least 10 times that amount, Chef Tony, in applications out there with your grant stacking. Because grant stacking is all about what? Strategically applying to more than one grant. 50K, 30K, I see you. So as we know, Cindy, right, we multiply that times 10. That's our first 10. That increases our chances of winning at least one in those first 10 sets of grants that we've applied to. So that's our second 10. And the third 10 is if you keep applying to grants, aka grant stacking, you will add an additional 10% to your bottom line every year minimum as you start to win. So 10, 10, 10. So take how much you want to win times 10, which is the amount of application you're going to have out there. Increase your chances of winning by 10% because you know the finding formula that we teach in the mentorship. And then at the end of the year, check your revenue. It'll be at least a 10% increase. And if you're going from 0 to a 10% increase, that's a blessing. If you're going to just 10% of what you made last year, that's a blessing. So who would not want 10% of somebody else's money, right, to add to your bottom line? So I love that we can use grants to help us achieve even more financial success, whether we've started to build and got to where we want or not. So each grant is going to add on to that. So the art of grant stacking, again, is strategically applying to multiple grants to help you create that support that you need to win whatever that amount is that you put in the chat, okay? If you have any questions based on what we're talking about right now, now is a great time to put it in the chat. I love a good conversation about grants, good engagement, okay? When it comes to submitting multiple grant applications, you also want to diversify your approach. And so what that means is that you have to recognize that different grants cater to different parts of your business. Some may focus on getting you started with certain parts of your business, while others may want you to have more of a social impact and grow and strengthen the help that you bring to your community. Some may want to help you develop as a leader of your business. And so you do have to diversify your approach by identifying those grants that align with what you're looking to help you, what you're looking for to help you reach and meet and exceed your business goals. So it's beyond just money. It's also about the opportunity that comes with the grant. So if you see a personal development grant or a professional development grant or a leadership grant or an empowerment grant, these are the ones that recognize different aspects of your business. But if you are someone who, like Deanna Joy, she's one of our mentees over at blackwomeningrants.com, and she helped one of her clients who was simply looking to just upgrade their office technology. She helped them win funding to do just that with all Mac products. So they had to find a grant that met tech upgrades. And so it aligned with what that business was looking to do, and they were able to successfully win funding to do that. So you have to identify what you would use your funds for. So really quick, tell me, with the amount that you put in the chat, what would you use your grant for? And grants can be used for a lot of different things. But as I mentioned, sometimes they can be so diverse that they focus on specific parts of either you as the business leader or helping you run the business. So if you already have in mind what you will use your grant for, let me know in the chat real quick. And so as you think through that, I want to share another tip because this is vital. I always talk about read, research, and review. And so a part of the read, research, and review process is for you to thoroughly research all of the grants that you're going to be applying to and stacking, right? So you want to identify those grants that resonate with where you are in your business, because grants are looking for that as well. They want your mission and your vision in your business to align with what they're giving the grant away for. And so when you read, research, and review what the grant is telling you they want for you to be eligible, what they're telling you it takes to apply, then you get to tailor each of your applications so that they align seamlessly with what the grant is looking for and with what you're looking for, and showing the impact that you can make together with that grant, giving you money for your business. So have you thought through what you would use your grant for? So in the chat, if you're just joining us, we're talking about how much we could see ourselves winning And we're also talking about what we would use our grant for. And you do need to have this in mind. I know it seems like a basic question, but grants are going to ask you that. How are you going to use this money? What can this grant do for you? What difference do you see this grant making in your business? So you have to have these things ready to explain thoroughly. Cindy said she would use her grant for training. Thank you, Cindy. Anyone else want to add to the conversation and put what you could see yourself using your grant for and how much? And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, winner of over $63,330 in grants and grant funded opportunities. So excited to share what I know. And I actually am doing just that. I wrote a new book called The Grant Game, and I'm sharing some of the stuff that's in it with you today. And so if you come in and you got questions about finding and applying for grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business, this is the right place to be. So really quick, we're talking about something called grant stacking. And it's when you use this as your blueprint for success. And so if you've ever wondered, could you apply for multiple grants? Can you win multiple grants? The answer is yes, through grant stacking. And so how that works is you apply for multiple grants based on what the grant is designed to help you with for whatever part of your business or whatever part you're working on as a business leader, and you stack that for your financial success. And so when you use this as your building blocks, you're adding on to the success you've already had, the money you've already made in your business, and you're showing a grant what you're willing to do as you get to them, what you've been doing to make money in your business, what you're doing now, which is applying for funding, and what you'll do in the future, whether you win their grant or not. And so, as I mentioned earlier, it's safe to also let them know you're continuing to raise funds, you're continuing to apply for funding and grants and grant funded opportunities. And as long as you're diversifying your approach, meaning applying to different grants that could help you with different parts or different needs or different aspects of your business, you're on the right track. And so look for grants that align with what you're looking to get awarded funding for, and then research those opportunities to make sure your mission and your vision align with what they're looking to grant that money to a business for. And then start to work on the story you're going to tell. So what this means is every grant application is unique, but every grant is going to ask you your story. What got you started in business, why you do what you do, who you help, why you want to help that specific group of people, etc. They also want to know like how long you've been doing it, how long you look forward to doing it. There was one grant that made you promise you'll be in business at least a year after receiving their funding. So they want to make sure that you're taking your business seriously. And they want you to tell them your business story and let them know the different moving parts of the business and where funding could come in and really make a difference. And so you have to tell the story that's going to show them how their support plus other grants that you'll apply to win will come together to contribute to you really, really bringing this vision home and making this business work. That's what they want to see. They want to see your vision. So hopefully, you have a story that's succinct. We did a 3-part storytelling masterclass in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. If you want to come join us, get some help on telling your story. Grants are looking for specific things in your story, from feelings and emotions that are specific to you getting started and where you are, all the way to what you'll do as you run your business after you potentially win the grant. And so we break that down in the 3-part masterclass, and I give you the secrets. It ain't even a secret. One grant just literally spelled it out on their website in their fine print of terms and conditions. And I took the time to read it, and I said, oh, this is what they're looking for. And so as long as you base your story that you tell when they ask, what's your founder story? What's your startup story? Then you will be good to go because you know exactly what they're looking for. Are there any questions so far? Let me know if you have any questions about what we've been talking about as far as finding grants that meet your needs, applying for these different types of grants to accomplish what we call grant stacking. If you're new here, put new here so I can say hello. and welcome to Grant Prep Academy, or GPA. My name is Dr. AJ Austin. I'm usually here with you guys Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hang out about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on if y'all talk to me. Y'all quiet right now, so I'm assuming you're listening and taking notes, probably somewhere multitasking. But that's just a quick recap of what we're talking about. So this is the perfect place to get your questions answered. And if you want to dive deeper into what we call the grant game, head over to www.blackwomeningrants.com and come join us in our year-long mentorship, where I just interviewed one of our $10,000 winners. She just won a grant for her business for $10,000. She emailed me freaking out. She's like, oh my gosh, this works. It's real. What do I do? So we're going through her plan now that she has officially won the grant. We're waiting on the mass announcement from the grant because it's big brands that have come together to give this funding. And we're just so proud that she's one of us that can say, yes, this is a legit grant opportunity. Go apply. I won for my business, and here's what I'm doing with the money. And so I spent about an hour with her doing what I consider to be a masterclass on how she won, what she won exactly, what she said on her applications. She picked my brain. She took every training I have to offer in our mentorship, and she is now reaping the rewards. Now, she came in to our mentorship, already had won a $5,000 grant, and then she ended up winning a $3,500 grant after she joined us, and then a $500 grant, and now a $10,000 grant. So technically she has won over $19,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities that is helping her to build her business, and I could not be more proud. And so we spent an hour of me picking her brain and interviewing her about what she did right, the advice she has for you, because she's fairly new to our crew. She just came in and started taking it serious, and now she's taking over and leading the pack with the most grants applied for, and she is running second place to Deanna Joy, who has won $76,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities. That's the one who helped her client win some tech upgrades through Mac. So the formula works when you work it, okay? And I'm glad that it's working for me. I'm glad that it's working for our ladies who are looking for funding, and those of you who will come to join us as future grant winners. The website is www.blackwomeningrants.com. Our current grant winner is Ashley Rankin. We just did her interview a few days ago, and I'm about to add her interview as a bonus in the mentorship today. So had to let you know that. It's really exciting, a really fun interview that you want to listen to more than once and take your time and break down to understand the questions that I ask her and how she answers, because she is officially a grant winning question answerer. So that goes back to how you tell your story and what you say on these applications, because again, she took the tips that I mentor you around for a whole year, and she applied it, and it worked, and she won. So check that out. It's only $97 to come hang out with us for a whole year. Regular price is $997. And I gotta say, the more people that win more money means that we have a likely chance of increasing the price of the mentorship. Okay, so you want to get in, become one of the winners, and be like, I'm so glad I got it when it was $97 for the year. So www.blackwomeningrants.com is the site to come join us and hang out. Let's continue our conversation of what it looks like to apply for multiple grants. Because just like Ashley, Ashley has applied to, collectively, let me do this. So you add Ashley's, she's at 400,000. You add mine, I'm at 500,000. You add Deanna Joy, who just applied for over $1 million. And then you have those who haven't reported yet. And we have 300 of you guys in our mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. And then remember, we were talking about our numbers, 10, 10, 10. So when you look at our win rate, we are right on track, having applied to over $1 million in grants and having won over $181,050. So we've won at least 10% of what we applied to because we have a funding formula versus someone just going out there trying to figure it out, applying for grants randomly, saying the wrong things on their applications, getting rejected, and wondering why they're not winning no money for their business. Okay? So, if you have questions, you can ask those as long as it's about grants, finding them, applying for them, winning them. Speaking of finding them, that's all a part of the grant stacking. Now, in our mentorship every month at the top of the month, we just got it last week. We have 3 free lists of grants that go out to our mentees, and they're refreshed every month, and they have millions of dollars that are available to Black women, for-profit small business owners for their business. These grants have already been put in a database, a spreadsheet, and a list you can just click on and read through and research and review what they got going on. And that's how you can start grant stacking, because we get the grants coming to you to put these applications in and start stacking those applications so that you know you've applied for at least your 10 times the amount of how much you're looking to win as well. So that's part of the financial puzzle when it comes to putting all the pieces together. Like, how do I really reach winning 50,000, 30,000, 250,000? The secret is grant stacking, but also making sure that you're considering what goes into that, which is applying for the different grants that address different needs of your business. So if you're working on your business and let's say you want to do more marketing or more community outreach, or maybe you want to do more research and development on your target audience or your competition, those are great reasons to apply for grants. And so you may see one grant that will help you with one part of all of that to help you bring your business together stronger. So when you strategically start to stack your grants that you're applying to, you're going to make sure that you have covered a lot of bases at the same time. So if you're applying for a grant that helps with marketing, if you're applying for a grant that helps with tech or growing your staff, you see how you're bringing together your business for a fully operating, fully functioning empire. And that's what it's about. So when you keep that in mind, that'll help you as well stay accountable to how many grants you're applying for each month, and making sure that you're taking your time with it, because it's not a race, but it is a part of a strategy to win as much money as you possibly can for your business. And so you're going to be applying, as we mentioned earlier, for diverse grant opportunities. And for if anyone's wondering where you find these opportunities, you can do a quick search for grants for your business on Google. And then, as I mentioned, we send out 3 free lists of grants every single month. So you have more than enough of your work literally cut out for you, because these opportunities are delivered to you and you can get started right away looking through them. And you don't have to go out and search and wonder about which ones are legit and which ones can you win. And is this, really something you can do? We show you how to do it in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. So when you're applying for these grants and you're making sure that they align with what you're looking to do in your business to help it grow, and you're keeping in mind, as we mentioned earlier, you don't really want a grant as your financial savior, if you will. You actually want to make sure that you're doing your part. You're already making money in business, or you got a plan to start making money right away in business, because the grant is going to ask you, when are you going to get started? You're showing a grant that you're not depending on them only to help you run a business. So try not to be in the mind frame of financial desperation. Try not to be applying for grants because you think my business is going to fail. I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't win this grant. I got to win this grant to keep the lights on. I need to make some money real quick to pay some bills. That's not how grants work, and you only frustrate yourself, because the grant is not going to rush its process just because you're financially struggling, or as they put it, you've made some bad financial decisions. If you go to a grant hat in hand saying, I'm broke, I'm poor, I'm struggling, my business is about to fail, they're more likely going to want to evaluate your finances. What did you do to get you to this point? Why are you here not making money successfully? Or do you have a plan for how you're going to bring yourself out of this? Because this is a one-time reward and it's not ongoing. So how are you going to take this money and make it multiply for better? And so they really don't want to be your financial savior. They want to add on, just like you're adding on to the applications through grant stacking. They want to add on to the money that you're already making or you're about to make in your business and stack the money. And that makes total sense. You know, they don't want to go down with the sinking ship. I told y'all about the grant that makes you promise you'll at least still have plans to be in business a year after you win their funding, if you win. And so that's how serious a grant wants you to take your business. And they want to know that they're getting into a partnership with someone who has the financial ability to sustain their business in addition to winning the grant. So it's different if you're just getting started and you need the money to, as a startup grant for startup funding. That's a specific type of grant that you need to be applying for. But if you've already been in business, and you should be where you're making money, but you haven't been able to do it so far, a grant is going to want to know what you've been up to, what you're going to do about it, what you're going to do whether you win or not. So who here is in the startup phase of their business where your business is just an idea, or it's a thought, or it's in your journal, or it's on your computer, or Bapuda, as my little niece used to call it? Put startup in the chat if you have not started your business and you're looking for startup funding, because that means that you need a specific type of grant called a startup grant. And so when you're out looking for grants, you want to make sure that you're applying for the right grants. If you've already started your business and you've been able to make money, you've been able to find some customers, you've even got to the point where you're filing taxes and you have your profit and loss statement. That's a business that has already started. So put started in the chat. And you need what's known as a growth grant. And you can literally go plug these terms into Google and some things will pop up. Now it's up to you to use your discernment to see if the grants are legit, if people really have won this money in the past, etc. Do your due diligence before you dive in. But you need what's known as a growth grant if you've already started your business. And so, as I mentioned, over at blackwomenandgrants.com, we send you a list of all of these mixed in startup grants and growth grants that'll break down the details of what they're looking for in the businesses that apply. But as I mentioned, when you apply for different grants, it's not a race. It is a strategic journey that you're on for your business based on where you are. But they are going to want to know what stage or what phase you're in, whether you're in the startup phase or whether you've already started. And that's going to matter a whole lot with the type of grant you apply to and whether or not you qualify for some of the opportunities that are out there. So be mindful as you're seeking this funding for your business, and you want to make sure, again, that whatever that grant is, whether it's a startup grant or a growth grant, that it aligns with what you got going on in your business and trying to develop it and what they're looking for awarding the grant for. Y'all got it? If you got it, put got it in the chat. But as long as you're keeping up with how many grants you're applying to, when they're due, how much they are, and keeping it moving, you're on the right track. We have a grant tracking spreadsheet in the mentorship over at blackwomenandgrants.com designed by Ashley Rankin, who just won a $10,000 grant a few days ago for her business. And so she designed a spreadsheet for you guys to keep up with what grants you're applying to. She shares some of the links with the grants that she's applied to. And so you can literally click the link and go apply based on if that grant meets or if you meet the criteria of that grant. So we try to keep it really easy for you to find these opportunities because they are out there if you're looking and if you're ready to apply. But you also want to learn, excuse me, let me get some water. Excuse me. You also want to learn as much about every grant opportunity as you can. And you want to make sure that you're applying for the right ones. And so it's not just about having a list of grants to go apply to randomly. You want a strategy. You want to take your time, work through the applications, excuse me, see what they are requiring from you, because grants do have their own checklist of what they want you to have in place. So especially if you're a startup, you can tell a grant, I'm still in idea phase, I'm looking for money to get started, but they still may ask for a business plan. They still may ask for your marketing plan. They still may ask for you to have a website or at least social media, all the free things, right? Get your employer identification number. Decide what your business entity is going to be, LLC, INC, LLP, all that good stuff. Get your business bank account set up. They want to know that you're taking this serious. Excuse me, y'all. So, I hope something that I'm saying is helping, is resonating with you. Keeping in mind that this is at your own pace. A lot of people ask, is there a certain time of year to apply for a grant, or is there like a grant season? And while there's not necessarily a grant season, every grant has their own timeline of when they open up applications, and then when they close those applications, and then when you'll hear back as to who won the grant, and then when the checks are cut. And all of that could be around a 90-day process depending on which grant it is that you apply to. And then another part of the grant stacking, which is applying for a diverse amount of grants, is to make sure that you're networking as you do this. So there are real people behind these applications that you're going to be submitting. So I would be looking into the organization as a whole, who's affiliated. I remember looking at grants, and I found out who was on like the grant board, who was going to be grading the grant applications. And I started seeing pictures of like Issa Rae, Meg the Stallion, Quinta Brunson. Y'all know these people, right? I did not know celebrities were sitting on the boards of some of these grants that I was considering applying for. And so just being in the same room where some of these bigger names are, or even for the last 2 grants that I've won, it was an all black women board, which was amazing because I have 2 all black women companies. And so it helped me on the networking side of saying, at least I know people on the other side look like me. So they'll understand my business. They'll understand my model. They'll understand why I want us to win, literally. So this could lead to partnerships and collaborations later on. There are so many grants that I've applied to, and we call it consolation prizes, where when you just apply for a grant, and even if you don't win it, you're now a part of one of their networks. And so some grants will reach back out for opportunities in the future. I've had grants come to my city. I'm here in Atlanta, to do events for free for those of us who applied for their grant, so we can network amongst each other. I have seen networking opportunities online with the different databases that these grants have built in to keep us connected. I've seen it where if you apply to more than once, if you apply to one grant more than once, they remember your name for the next round and they offer you or can consider you for other opportunities. And I've also seen it where grants say, even if you don't win this money, how can we help you? So what would you say to a grant real quick? There's enough of you guys for at least one person to be able to answer this real quick. Let's see who'll get it first. If a grant said, even if you don't win this money, how else can we help you? What would you say? Real quick. The first person to put it in wins. Okay? Just put it in the chat what you would say if a grant said, even if we cannot write you a check, we would love to still help you. How would you like for us to help you? We did a previous 2 lives about this and what some of the things are that you can say. So if y'all need some help, I can help you a little bit. Cindy got it. She said marketing. Debbie said networking with others. And yeah, sometimes that's plugged in already. And so when they extend those opportunities like that, it is good to ask for access to staying connected beyond just the application. Some grants will say, would you like us to give you feedback on your grant application? Um, Take that opportunity right away. For them, someone who is considering writing you a check to give you feedback on how you can make your applications better for them and other grants in the future, that's definitely something that you want to be a part of. But yes, asking for help in other areas of your business, keeping that in mind is like, in the background, because some of these grants do come with consolation prizes just for you applying. And it's a lot of fun. Y'all can tell I enjoy it, right? So, you want to make sure that you're considering those types of alternatives to the funding as well to help you keep your business growing, because grant stacking is not just about securing the funds. Like, you can get the check, and by the time you really get the physical check in your hand, that money could already be spent. And so you have to have a plan in place, a strategy in place that's going to help you multiply the impact of that money, meaning you not only need to know where the money is going to go if you win it, but also how to keep growing beyond that. And it is by those extended networking opportunities, those extended reach out and touch. Can you help me with this, Mr. Grant Check Writer, even if I don't win your grant? And so when you evaluate how you can apply to different grants to help your business move forward financially, and then align it with the goals that you're trying to meet with whatever number you put in that chat earlier, then you have the potential to multiply the impact of these grants that you're applying to. And we're adding this to what we call our grant portfolio. So we've talked about grant portfolios, we've talked about grant resumes, and this is just a compilation of all the grants we applied to, how much they are, what their deadlines are, did we win it, do we need to follow up, and all of those can be kept up with on the grant tracking spreadsheet over at blackwomeningrants.com when you come join us in the year-long mentorship for only $97 today and get the bonus interview with our new 10K winner. Oh, I'm so proud of that girl. She just won a $10,000 grant. I interviewed her, and her interview is being added to the mentorship today. And it's a masterclass in how to play the game, how to play the grant game. That's why we call it the grant game. And all of the details are over at blackwomeningrants.com for how to come join us and get some hand holding through this process, because it is very strategic. You kind of got to get to a mastery level of finding these opportunities, applying for them, making sure that your vision, mission, goals align with the grant, and then getting the money, but also multiplying the impact through using the strategy we just talked through today. So, are there any questions about anything that I've shared so far? I can do a quick recap for anyone who needs it. Just put recap in the chat. And if you're over at blackwomeningrants.com, grabbing one of your scholarship spots and getting the bonus interview with $19,000 grant winner, Miss Ashley Rankin today, I'm happy to help you get logged into our portal. Hey, Kim Ancestor. So real quick, let's go through what we've been talking about. If you're new here, let me know you're new here. Hey, girl. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, creator of this space, Black Women in Grants, and blackwomeningrants.com, where collectively we have officially won over $181,050 in grants and grant-funded opportunities. If you could see your business becoming a part of the future grant winners, come and join us. It's over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. This here is a part of the mentorship program. I'm live with you guys 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here, live on TikTok, where you can come get your questions answered about grants you're looking for, applying for, questions that you may be stuck on, parts of the mentorship that you are working your way through, what you're learning, what you're enjoying, etc. So this is that space to interact live in the community. We've been talking about grant stacking today, and how it's not just about securing funds, but building on the growth that you already have or the growth that you can foresee in planning for getting your business started. And so, applying for different types of grants to help you with different parts of your business is what grant stacking is all about. And then, even down to like things like the consolation prizes that come with applying, there's some hidden gems in keeping a grant application out there, not only to just add to your collection of how many you've applied for, but definitely trying to increase your chances of winning the grants using the funding formula that we teach you in the mentorship. But grant stacking is not a race. If you do it strategically and apply mindfully, meaning you could apply for one grant for professional development, get you some business coaching, business training, help with marketing and mentorship, accountability, support, do some masterminding, do some SWOT analysis, do some comparative analysis with your competition and learning about your market and all that good stuff. Grants are designed to help you start to build the foundation of your business and grow it. And so you can combine that with something like, a self-development grant or a leadership grant or, as we mentioned earlier, a technology grant to help you upgrade the tech in your house. Or I say house because most of us work from home, but that work from home, that office, I've won a grant that upgraded my home office decor from the desk, the chair, the filing cabinet, um, journals, and all types of fun stuff delivered to my home or my P.O. box that I had to bring to the house. Um, there are grants that are designed for every aspect of helping you grow your business. You just need to know what you need help with, starting with the grant goal that we talked about earlier, making sure you're keeping that number in mind, multiplying that times 10, getting that amount of applications out there through what we call grant stacking. And that's just keeping your grant options diverse. You're not applying for the same grant over and over again or the same types of grants, but you're using different types of grants to help you achieve different goals in your business. So that's what we've been talking about, just recognizing the different grants that can cater to the different aspects or needs for your business, and then focusing on what they're looking for that opportunity, building your small business grant application around that, making it stronger, making it stand out, but making sure you're identifying those opportunities that really meet you with where you are, whether you're a startup or you've already started your business, and then telling that story around that grant to help you get potentially selected. So that's what we've been talking about. That's a quick recap. Coming up, we're going to talk a lot more about playing the game of grants, because it is a game. You have to know how to play. You have to know what stories to tell. And if you need help with playing the grant game, meaning finding grants, applying for grants, knowing what to say on the small business grant applications, selling your story, telling the right story, we help you with all of that in the Grant Game Mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. Because the success that you have with finding the right grant opportunity for your business and applying for it and winning. Hi, Chocolate Diva. It's very strategic. And like I said, it's almost a mastery level. And so I've definitely mastered this. And I share what I know with you in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. So I want to invite you to look into coming and join us for only $97 today and getting that bonus interview with Ashley Rankin, our most recent $10,000 grant winner. She's won a total of $19,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities in her business. And so she also created a grant tracker to help you keep up with how much in grants you've applied to or need to apply to. That's all included in the mentorship, in addition to being here with us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays and getting your questions answered or getting some mentorship as well. Chocolate Diva, the website is www.blackwomeningrants.com. blackwomeningrants.com. It also features almost 200 episodes of Grant Prep Academy. This right here, where you guys are with me. We've been on TikTok a little bit over a year, 3 times a week, every week for a year. That's a lot of learning. So you get to go back and watch the replays. You can use it while you clean up and work out and drive and work and all that good stuff. Um, and then every time we're live here, we're just adding more to the replay playlist. So come check that out. We also have some partnerships with some incubators and accelerator programs for those of you who want to extend your learning opportunities. And these are free opportunities to train, get some mentorship and coaching and teachings around other parts of your business as you go out and pitch it. So if you're like, I really want to develop my website better. I really want to spruce up my small business pitch deck so that I can start going out to pitch for small business pitch competitions. I really need help with marketing and branding and sales and my target audience. There are accelerator programs that are already designed to help teach you this stuff that we've partnered with, and you can just simply go apply to these programs, get in for free under a scholarship, and learn as you await to hear back from your grant applications, right? And so that plus the 12-month subscription that's built in for you guys to receive grants to your inbox every month, it makes it so easy when grants come to you. So we teach you how all of that works because we got it set up step by step. And then I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I interviewed Deanna Joy, the one who has applied for her first $1 million grant, has won $76,000 in grants, and has helped her client upgrade their technology through Mac products through a grant. When she won her first $55,000, we did an interview with her, and that is included in the mentorship as well. So you're getting to hear from two grant winners. One won $19,000 so far, and one has won $76,000 so far in grants and grant funded opportunities. Those are two interviews that I would want to listen to. I really took my time and picked their brains for you guys to see what they did and what they said on the application and why they think they won and what they think you need to do to win like them. And so all of that is a part of you being mentored through this process. And so they followed a very specific fun finding formula that I created and I share with you over at blackwomeningrants.com, along with the book I wrote. Everybody loves a good book, right? So I have 25 secrets in this book I wrote that I have used to win over $63,000 in funding. And I spill the beans, child. I tell all the tea, like what grants cover, what they don't cover, what to look out in scams so you don't get got. But that book also has an app that'll read to you. And it also, you can combine it with the other trainings that we've done that you get the replays to, where we walk you step by step through how to develop your own small business grant winning, what we call a grant application strategy. Just like we talked about grant stacking today, grants are strategic. So you have to have a strategy coming in, like how much you need, what you'll use it for. And then, as we talked about today, grant stacking, applying for different grants for different parts of your business. That's all strategic, instead of just randomly applying for grants and wondering why you're not getting them, etc. Right? So when you apply for small business grants, your application needs to stand out. And so if you're one of those who's been wondering if it's saturated, if you should try it, could it work, is it legit, can you win? Hey girl, this is a great opportunity for you to see what it's like to not worry about the numbers. Because every time one of our Black Women in Grants win a grant, the numbers are ridiculous. I can start with me. I know for sure, I got a grant last year. It was a $1,500 scholarship to go through a 10-month program that only 5 to 11% of people that applied got in. That's ridiculous. But I got in. I won a grant that had 400 people apply, and I got second place. Ridiculous. Another one that I was selected for earlier this year to go to round 2 for a $50,000 small business grant opportunity. 500 people applied for that grant, and I was selected. Ridiculous, right? I know Neek, who you'll see on the website over at blackwomeningrants.com, she just won the City Trends grant during Black History Month out of 5,000 applications. She won $5,000. Ridiculous. We ain't worried about them numbers, child. We just applying and winning, honey. So, I also can tell you about Ashley, whose interview we're adding as a bonus today in the mentorship. When you join us, you can get your hands on that over at blackwomenandgrants.com. She just won a grant that she was one, how do I say it? I wrote it, I can't read my handwriting, but she won a grant for $10,000, and it was a global opportunity. And so the fact that people all over the world could apply for this grant, but she met the winning criteria and got the money. Ridiculous, right? So we don't let, the fact that people from all over the world, etc., can win this money. We winning it. We represent black women all over the world, right? With for-profit businesses seeking this funding. And so these opportunities exist for us to go out and win. And so in our trainings that we've already done, we did a 2-day boot camp, we did a virtual event, and we did a masterclass, and you get the replay to all 3 of those because they're full of insider secrets, like where to look for these specific grants. Even when we send you the list, I really, really, really get excited with how to qualify for what's on these lists, like what type of small business grants. Remember, we talked about the different categories or phases your business could be in. When you're in your right category, you're in your right phase, you're applying for grants that are a perfect fit. I can't wait till we can announce all of the details of what Ashley won, because when I say the grant that she won for $10,000 for, like last week or the week before, it was a perfect fit for her. It's like it was made for her business. And I'm like, wow, it just made so much sense that she won this grant because she knew what to look for in the grants that she was applying to. And so knowing what you could win for, what you could use the grant for, and making sure that you actually achieve your grant goal of whatever you put in the chat earlier, this will really help you avoid scams. And then also knowing the difference between grants that we think only nonprofits can win, but we win as for-profit small business owners. So we teach you the difference of all of that in the trainings that I've already done for you over at blackwomenandgrants.com. All of that is included in the mentorship. Shakina says, I got to slow down and really go forward with this training. Do it, girl. Get in. So if you are looking for that step-by-step walkthrough of how to develop your small business grant-winning grant application strategy, that's all included in the mentorship. And yes, it's one-time payment, $97, year-long access. And you get to learn our funding method, what we're doing to win these grants legit. It's on the up and up. Ain't no crazy, funny, sneaky business going on. But we're just smart about how we do it, and grants love a strategy because they're like, if she is smart enough to get us to write her a check, imagine what the future can hold for us. And they do sign agreements that are usually long term. So you're coming into these partnerships with these grants that are brands behind them. And there are some future funding opportunities, some future partnership opportunities that are built into these grants that we win and apply to consistently in our grant stacking efforts like we've been talking about today. And so when you understand there are secrets to finding and securing these small business grants and grant funded opportunities for black women for-profit small business owners, you're more ready to answer the questions on these grant applications. And these are grants for business, for your black woman-owned for-profit small businesses. As long as you own at least 51% of your business and you are ready to increase the funding that you already have going on, or your plan for funding that you will have going on soon, you'll be ready to answer those frequently asked questions when it comes to tell us your story and basically why we should give you this check. So hopefully something I shared has inspired you to come join us over at blackwomenandgrants.com for only $97. There is a special link you can use to get that scholarship price, so make sure you click that link when you see it pop up at the top of the page over at blackwomenandgrants.com. There's also Klarna and Afterpay for those of you who want to use it. Go for it. Are there any questions about anything I shared so far? We're at the top of the hour. I usually hang out for an hour. before I get hungry or sleepy or feel my energy just depleting. I feel all three right now. So, if you got a question, now's the time to answer. If not, we will go ahead and wrap up, and I'll see y'all again on our upcoming lives. And then I'll be seeing some of you guys who are joining us, claiming your scholarship over at blackwomenandgrants.com when you get started today in the learning portal. Are there any questions about anything we talked about today? If you want to share an aha or a takeaway, now is the time to do so. I'll give you guys like 10 seconds. You got to type. If not, we are about to wrap this up. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, talking about grants, one of my favorite things to do. Talking about the opportunities that exist for our Black women-owned for-profit small businesses and making sure that you get the knowledge that you need. Shakina is already in the program. She said she'll be tapping into the portal today. She's on break for now. Shakina, when you joined the mentorship, do you remember what made you say yes? Because I know we ain't seen you in a minute, Gray. I want to call you out or nothing. But what made you say yes when you joined us in the mentorship? Was it like one thing that jumped out at you that was like, I really need to be a part of this community? What was that one thing for you real quick, and then we'll go? Let me know. Chocolate Diva says, blessings unto you. Thank you. Same to you, girl. I'm about to bless my belly with some lunch when I figure out what I want. And for those of you who have been a part of our crew for a minute, maybe jumping in and out, I am recovering from 2 blood transfusions. I have severe anemia, which requires a lot of energy just to exist. And so when I'm on here with you guys for an hour a day, 3 times a week, it's for real. So when I'm on here like, y'all better say something, I'm going to go take a nap. I'll be for real. I'm hungry. I'm about to go eat so I get my energy up. It's real. So I jump on here as a part of sharing what I know. Hey, Ashley Rankin, we wrapping up, girl. We've been talking about you this whole time. You missed it. Your interview is being added to the bonuses in the mentorship soon. I'm excited about that. And yeah, you know I was going to tell you to respond to my email. Hurry up! I got an email I got to send you as well that's been just burning my pockets, girl. So I look forward to that. You said you're anemic too. You understand? Yes. So I'm on a really good health journey. I have lost 20 pounds and I have done nothing but lost my appetite over the last 2 months. So I am on an overall journey. I'm going to definitely do my best to keep that off and just maintain what I've been doing to keep my energy going. I'm an 8-year vegan. I did recently, over the last 2 weeks, have to return to meat because my body was missing so much iron and so much protein. So I do regret to say that because I gag at just the thought of it because of the texture. It's been 8 years, so I'll be warming up something and about to vomit, but my body needs it. So we are on this healing journey together. And you said no Zoom meeting on Saturday. What's Saturday? Did I miss something? We don't, if you're talking about live office hours, we don't do those anymore because of my healing journey. And so I try to spend as much time as I can with you guys here. So that's why I'm like, y'all better be here. Y'all better come ask me questions. If not, you're going to miss it. But yeah, I can't have no more energy going out than I can afford to at the moment. You know, I use that just to get out of bed and walk around the house and be here with y'all 3 times a week. So when we are here together, it is very important to me to share what I can to help you guys. And so it's a great time to have you here and get your questions answered. You said, oh, we in the middle of the week. Okay, I see what you're saying. I think you're talking about office hours. Yeah, we don't do those anymore. I sent out an email. Maybe I need to send out another one just to remind everybody so nobody's looking for the link. So thank you for asking, Ashley. Appreciate you, girl. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys for being here, hanging out. I think I figured out lunch. We'll see. One thing about not having an appetite is I sure am saving money on lunch. But it might take me all day to eat it. But we get there. So You answered my question. Okay. Oh, did you? It didn't come up. It didn't come up. I see that you said you are anemic and on a healing journey, so we on this together. Chocolate Diva says she's anemic. Girl, we just everybody in here cold right now, right? Cold and sleeping together. We gonna make it through this, y'all. But yeah, Shakina, I don't see your answer. For some reason, TikTok is not showing it. Thank you for sharing it, though. If you want to email it to me, I'll screenshot it and share it with everybody. I appreciate you, girl. Thank y'all for hanging out until we meet again. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. If you're over at blackwomaningrants.com, come in and join us under your scholarship. I'll see you soon. God bless. Bye, future grant winners.